Hello and welcome to the Big Three podcast. It's just me today. So, we're going to start off talking about the second week of the IPL, or maybe the second part of the IPL after the first weekend, whichever way you want to frame it. So, the first game was on Monday, it was between Lucknow and Delhi Capitals. So, we're going to get on to that. The obvious headline here was about how Ashutosh Sharma fared, but let me just go through the game in a second. Um, from whatever I can see here, I the Lucknow Super Giants lineup did not inspire much confidence to inside of me because I didn't feel like they had a potent kind of lineup which could go through the entire way, but they batted well, to be fair. But I still don't get inspired at all by Pant. I just don't think that he's worth the money he's been paid. Or like I would have paid him 5 crore at the maximum. With Delhi Capitals' innings, I think that there are a lot of things to get on to here, but the main overarching fact here is Ashutosh Sharma 66 of 31. And quite honestly, Delhi have some problems, but having someone like him at number 8 makes them like a good contender for the IPL because in my opinion what they were like, let me just check the scorecard. They were 65 for 5 and 168 for 7, 171 for 8 in fact. So from that position, getting back and winning the games, chasing what 209 or whatever, I think that is something. And the guy, he might be for reckoning him, Rajat Patidar, Shashank Singh, Aniket Verma right now. All of these people might be in the reckoning for the Indian second side, T20 side. Yep. Yeah, not much else to look into here, I think. So the next game was Punjab Kings versus Gujarat Titans, and this this also didn't this like the score was 240, but it didn't feel as exciting to me for some reason. I mean, getting on to Punjab's innings, I think Priyan Sharia is a really interesting case because I had heard of him before the auction, and Punjab scouting someone is something very, very new because apart from Arshdeep, have they actually ever had someone who they've cultivated a proper player? I don't think so. Arshdeep is the only one I can think off the top of my head. So Priyan Sharia is again an ode to India's massive stocks in the batting department in white ball cricket. Prabhsimran Singh had a failure. I don't know what's gotten to him. Shreyas Iyer 97 or 42 now. This is something I wanted to talk about because Shreyas Iyer throughout the course of, well, his career has been a very interesting case study because when he started his career, he was kind of KL Rahul, I'd say. He was flashy, he'd hit sixes and all that, and then soon as he was presented with a bit of responsibility, I think he held himself back. And this form of him just playing without any strings attached, like maybe the Ben Stokes, Rohit Sharma kind of mentality has been inculcated inside of him, and I think that this is the way for him to go forward. I think it was a great innings, and I think he's been called back into India's central contract. So yeah, great news for him. Maxwell again 0 of 1, not much to look into there. Shashank Singh 44 of 16, another like Punjab's good pick. And with the Gujarat Titans, Sai Sudarshan, I mean, I would think that he's in the reckoning for India's test side now. It sounds a bit counterintuitive. I talk about not mixing formats, but with someone like him who's actually been very good in tests and he's played the country circuit, I think that you need someone like him at number 3 right now. But he should be in the reckoning, in my opinion, in the place of Rohit, maybe Bush. Shubman Gill up top with Jaswal, and then you can have Sai Sudarshan at number three. Whatever, whichever way the selectors decide, he needs to be in the reckoning, in my opinion. Shubman Gill again scored 33 or 14. Butler 54 or 43. I think 33. I think this should inspire a lot of confidence inside of him because he's looked a bit down since obviously being or removing himself from captaincy and all of that. Yeah, and Sherfin Rutherford's 46 of 28, but unfortunately they couldn't get close in the end. And then what do we have here? We've got Rajasthan Royals versus Kolkata Knight Riders. Yeah, so Rajasthan obviously lost this game. Kolkata won it by 8 wickets. Now, I don't know how Rajasthan's squad has been composed, but I just think they're one of the worst squads in the IPL right now because Jaiswal's not firing. Samson is anyways a hit and miss. Parag had one good season last year, and people like made a lot out of it. Nitish Rana, and you've got Vanindu Hasaranga at number 6. Now, or number 5. Is he batting at number 5? Yeah, he's batting at number 5. Maybe like he can bat at number 7, but and Hetmeyer at number 8. Like, it makes zero sense to me how someone like Shimron Hetmeyer can bat at number 8. Like, that is just a wasteful resource. That's like someone we're going to come on to later has a similar pattern and it does not make sense to me. And then you've got in the bowling front, not much to look into either. For Kolkata, Quinton de Kock scored 97 and they chased it fairly comfortably, so not much else. Again, like Jofra's looking a shadow of his previous self, and they may need to drop him now. Seriously. Then we've got Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Lucknow Super Giants. I mean, this was the game where people were talking and saying that the Sunrisers might just go on and maybe score 300. I was expecting them full on to score 300, but I guess that's what happens when you build your own hype and it kind of felt like they had bought into their own hype, and that's what might have led them into their own downfall at this point. But I am somewhat okay with this. I think that with the approach they have, even though these two games might make it seem like it's a hit and miss and with more misses than hits, but I think if they follow this throughout the season, they're going to make the playoffs. And after that, yep, you can be a bit more ruthless. But for the league series, I think it's a perfect strategy. Um, and Aniket Verma, like 36 of 13. I mean, I don't know which factory does SRH have in their backyard where they keep producing these beasts, but Indian cricket is really thankful to them. Shardul Thakur took 4 for 34. I mean, Lord Thakur doing it again, right? It is something which has been spoken of earlier as well, and seems a bit seems like something which should kind of like put him somewhere near the talk about the number 8 position in India's Test squad and the Lucknow Super Giants. So with them, what kind of feels like I've talked about this earlier as well, but having Aiden Markram open with Mitchell Marsh is not the way to go, in my opinion. You have to have someone else. And Nicholas Puran, like, you can't speak enough about him, can you? He was smoking some sixes like anything. He truly a phenomenon, in my opinion. I mean, he he might be the best batsman in T20 cricket right now, with Klassen not being in the best of form and Sky. Okay, so what's the next game? It's Royal Challengers Bangalore versus Chennai Super Kings, and we won the game by 50 runs. The last time RCB had beaten Chennai Super Kings, I wasn't even born. I was a fetus back then. So yeah, that feels nice. Okay, so let's dissect it now. The first innings, 196 for 7. I think first let's talk about Phil Salt. I think the thing with Phil Salt is that he is magic. he has single-handedly changed the look of this lineup, in my opinion. Because Faf, even though he was attacking last year, he wasn't Phil Salt, right? Phil Salt is someone who can come in and basically destroy the morale of a bowling attack right from the go. I mean, I think despite Kohli not firing in this game, it's a perfect foil because in sticky dogs, Kohli can stick it out and maybe score like not like this, but maybe he can score 50 of 30 or 50 of 35. I think that works perfectly well on Kohli's innings. I think obviously it was an under par innings, but there are two things to this. One, he was trying. He wasn't intentionally scoring at run a ball. I think that speaks a lot, and I think that's good because you don't want players just sitting there as dogs and not doing anything. Second, I know this sounds a bit weighted because I'm a Kohli fan, but I genuinely believe that him being there and us seeing what happened in the chase afterwards is kind of a note to the fact that if he wasn't there, there was a possibility that maybe the RCB lineup could have collapsed, and then who knows what could have happened after that. I mean, they might have gotten 160, 150. I mean, I'm not trying to rationalize his knock, but it's just a way to look at it. And I think some of the conversations that I had on Twitter lack a bit of nuance and see things just one way. Again, Devdutt Patikal, I was questioning him. Kudos to you, brother. I mean, you've come out, disproven everyone. Just a wonderful innings, and I think if he's going to continue along that vein, then RCB is going to be in good hands. Rajat Patidar again, like ever reliable, probably the probably in, like pushing the door very hard for getting into India's side. If only he improved his pace game a bit, I'd say he's definitely in. And then you've got Jitesh Sharma scoring 12 of 6 and Tim David. I mean, I remember he was in RCB in 2021, right? And he didn't score well, and I didn't have much expectations, honestly. But he scored this, and the last three sixes there, it just changed the complexion of the game. And I would say he, if he can fire one game out of three, RCB is going to go a long way in this competition. In CSK's bowling front, I would say that the main problem for them became that Jadeja and Ashwin just got took to the cleaners, and Pathirana also didn't do much. Noor Ahmed was the only one who inspired some degree of confidence inside of the CSK lineup, but again, not enough to do anything major. For the Chennai Super Kings innings, again, I just felt like it never really got going because you started with Rachin, who obviously was the somewhat only somewhat what can I say, consolation part for Chennai in this game. But apart from that, Ruturaj Gaikwad just 0 of 4. Tripathi again looked like he was trying to do everything at once and couldn't do anything. Deepak Hooda, he just they rightly dropped him this game. He just does not look like someone who's IPL standard to me. Sam Curran, he's a bit fussed and he clearly couldn't handle the pressure of those many runs at that point of time. Shivam Dubey looked like he could do something, but again, just not enough. Now, the main question, which a lot of debate has been centered around Dhoni's entry point, he's still a very, very exceptional hitter of pace bowling. I don't see the point of him not coming out around the 17th or 16th over after when Ashwin came out. He should have come out, in my opinion. Coming out at number 9, I just think that he's a liability and he cannot go on like that. Just no way a batter of his standard. And even if we're going to leave that out, I just don't think that Chennai can afford someone to come in at number 9 and take up spot in their side. That's just not. They're playing effectively playing with a one less player, and that will not give good results in the long term. In their bowling, in RCB's bowling again, like If RCB has to win this competition, it has to be on the back of their bowling lineup, and shown some really good signs in the first two games. Bhuvneshwar Kumar coming back, he's looked in good touch, and same with Josh Hazelwood. Hazelwood kind of is the guy for RCB who's going to deliver more often than not. Just Bhuvi being there as the kind of supporting character in the opening spells makes for a really good foil. I think that's the good thing, that both the opening bowlers and opening batters complement each other really well, and that's going well for RCB. They look like an 11 rather than 11 once, which had been the case previously with RCB. Yash Dayal, again, like he's got the cushioning of the fact that the opening bowlers bowled so well, so he could come on and not feel the pressure immediately. Livingston did a brilliant job, in my opinion. Same with Krunal Pandya and Suyash Sharma. Just the CSK innings never really got going. They felt like they were always trying to consolidate, and that never really worked out. So, the next game is Gujarat Titans versus the Mumbai Indians. This is a very interesting one, in my opinion. Gujarat won by 36 runs, and it didn't feel like they were above par to me at the midpoint of the game, but they were, unfortunately for them. Sai Sudarshan again scored 63 or 41. He looks like a star to me. He's just going to be an IPL all-time great and an India all-time great if the selectors are fair to him. Shubman Gill again couldn't go on further. It's interesting because um, Shubman Gill in 2023 to me looked like he was invincible, and people were comparing him to Kohli, Prime Kohli, all that, but he's not been able to back that up. I don't know why, because there's not many proper chinks in his armor. I just think something's happened to him emotionally, which has led to this happening, because he's genuinely a good batter and he's got a very good technique. I think someone needs to go up to him, have a chat, and he has the potential to become the big thing in Indian cricket. He has to feel some envy, right, about how Sai Sudarshan is going, how other people are going, how Yashasvi Jaiswal is going, and then and there you've got Rutherford again. They got to 196. The Mumbai bowling lineup does not look nearly the same without Bumrah. I think without him coming back there, they look like they're going to finish last. And with the Mumbai batting lineup, Rohit Sharma again got out for a cheap score. Um, Mohammad Siraj, it was kind of poetic that Siraj got him out, considering Rohit had spoken that he was not very effective. And with the older ball, I understand, but still, it's kind of a statement, in my opinion. Then I just think that Hardik Pandya's innings, yeah, obviously Surya Kumar Yadav and Tilak Verma played. Tilak Verma's innings was very odd as well, but Hardik Pandya's innings is like something which want to talk about, and this is a common phenomenon with players like Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, all of these people, and obviously Hardik Pandya and Jadeja. These people have kind of idolized MS Dhoni, and his approach of taking the game deep, kind of looking calm, not trying to hit every ball, and kind of not keeping up with the rate, with the illusion that you can keep up or make up for it later, is really, really detrimental, in my opinion. You just have to look at how someone like Kohli plays. He tries to keep up with the rate, even though he's not trying to absolutely class in his way out of it. I think he's got the ability to smoke sixes, but what you need 76 of what 20, 30, 25, 27 balls, just knocking it down the ground for a single just does not cut it, in my opinion. Someone needs to go up to him and have a chat. That is not the way you play T20 cricket. You may not like it, but Dhoni may have been able to do it back in the day. But back in the day, first of all, the margins weren't as high, and the runs weren't as high, and Dhoni was a different beast altogether. Hardik needs to go back to how he was in 2017. The Hardik of 2017, 18, 19 could single handedly take down opponents. I think this maturity to his game, or pretense maturity, is bringing him down and the Mumbai Indians down. Yep, that's all I've got to say. Siraj again bowled really well, and there the fact that they had and Prasidh Krishna, like, um, I've spoken a lot about him, but him being able to um, bowl this well in the IPL is like really good for him, because augurs well for him, because I remember the test against South Africa and he was completely cleared off any kind of Indian prospects. But I genuinely think that he's a good prospect, given his height, obviously, and the fact that he can get the ball to tail. He's got a really good Yorker as well. So, yep, I just hope that he can have a good future ahead of him. Okay, and for the double header today, we've got Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Delhi Capitals. So, um, again, like for SRH, it was the same thing again. They tried to smoke their way out of the game, and maybe they lacked a bit of what's the word for it? Lacked a bit of adaptability, lacked a bit of game sense, but it's fine in my opinion. Aniket Verma again, like 74 or 41. I felt he was the only one who understood who they have to take down, and it just shows because Sunrisers Hyderabad in their worst day are getting to a 160, 190, 200 kind of a score. Their best day or even their average day, above average day, is going to be like basically batting their opponents out of the game, and I think I respect that. Mitchell Stark took a fifer, as like full credit to him, but I think there's a bit of nuance involved there. It was just as much, or there was a lot of the batter giving him the wicket rather than him taking the wicket. So yeah. And then Delhi Capitals chased it fairly easily. I mean, Faf is doing it at the age of 40. He needs to stop seriously. Abhishek Porel, Jake Fraser McGurk, just a good performance from DC overall, and they look like a good lineup now. And then the final game that we are going to discuss about today, Rajasthan Royals versus Chennai Super Kings. I didn't really follow this game much, but just looking at it, it seems like Nitish Rana scored 81 of 36, and again Chennai faltered and couldn't get themselves over the line. But Dhoni coming in at number seven is a good sign. I think he realized, and he's that kind of a person. He's never going to shy away from the opportunity. It's just that Chennai need to reevaluate their strategy. They need to possibly drop Rahul Tripathi and maybe drop Jamie Overton, bring in Devon Conway at number two, and then some Indian replacement for Jamie Overton. I think that may have to be the way for them to go forward. Now I'm just going to preview a few games and then we're going to call curtains for this episode. You've got Mumbai Indians versus Kolkata Knight Riders at the Wankhede. I just feel like this is going to be an interesting one because both of the sides here don't look very inspiring to me at this point. I'd be really interested to see how Rohit Sharma fares first of all because it's in Wankhede, and I'd also be interested in seeing how KKR overall takes this game because uh, being the former champions, it must weigh on them. And for LSG versus Punjab Kings, it's happening in Lucknow. I fully expect Punjab to win this game. And then RCB versus Gujarat Titans. Again, like it'd be interesting to see how the RCB lineup fares in Bangalore because um, they've ironically been worse at home than away. So yeah, that'll be something to see. Till then, we're going to definitely see you again. Bye. Have a good week.